Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rob Sutton. We're back here with another review today. So Arrowzoom actually reached out to me a couple weeks ago to see if I wanted to try out some of their foam sound panels here in the office. As you could tell right now with this Rode microphone, I've got a little bit of an echo in here, even with some of the sound deadening I've already done, and that's because there's a lot of empty wall space in here. So what we're going to do is actually install these panels on the wall beside my desk and behind it to see if we can get rid of some of this echo, especially in this section of the room. So we're using the Rode microphone today so that we can get kind of a before and after of what it sounds like right now without the sound panels installed and what it will sound like afterwards once we get them all up on the wall. So let's get at it. So I'm actually doing this for two reasons. One's obviously the sound, and two is aesthetics. I want to get rid of the look of this electrical panel here right beside my desk so I can actually get a cleaner background in videos. All right guys, so as you can see, I actually have these installed in 3 different places in my office, and the idea here is that I could talk in just about any direction and you're going to get some of the benefit that you get out of this sound deadening. So we have to the side of my desk back here, behind my monitor, right beside me, and then there's also another panel right here on the wall. So in 3 different directions, I've got this sound deadening in a place that it needs to be. So overall, the install process is really easy. I just used some adhesive tabs because I didn't want any permanent solution on the wall itself. You can also use spray glue and some other things, but I was worried about damaging the wall if I actually wanted to move these around at all. So it's really easy to put those tabs on and stick them up on the wall in any kind of pattern that you see fit. So when you first get these out of the package, you're going to have to let them sit for 24 hours at least. They come in pretty squished down and almost like a vacuum seal. So you actually put them out on the table like I did, let them sit around and actually come to shape. I was pretty lucky in the fact that I didn't have any of these panels that didn't come to full shape, so I was able to use every single one of them in the package. Now after I got them installed, I did notice every now and then I would need to kind of adjust a couple of them as they would kind of spread apart or get a little bit uneven. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you're using the adhesive pads like I did, you might find yourself adjusting a couple of the panels after the install. So as you can see, I went with the pyramid shape, and it's because I wanted something to look really uniform on the wall. I also picked a gray that was pretty close to the gray color of the wall. So that creates more of a uniform, symmetrical look versus some of the other designs that they have on their website. And obviously I didn't go with the black contrast or some really bright color. I wanted these to more blend into the space itself versus being a really big focal point. So what did I like about the Arrowzoom foam panels? One, they're very price competitive. I know these are just foam panels and there's a lot of different places you can get these, but they were right in line with about all the other ones I saw, and there's a really wide variety of different designs and colors for you to pick from. So they're really cost effective when it comes to getting reflections of sound within an office space like you see here. And then the second thing, and obviously the most important, is the performance. As I was putting these up in the room, you could almost feel the room change. So I was listening to some music and some podcasts while I was installing these panels, and the more panels I put up, you could actually feel the room just kind of change acoustically. There were a lot less reflections as I was going on, and now that I have these installed and I'm actually just using a shotgun mic like you see now, I can hear an audible difference within the room on pre-panel install versus afterwards. So it's going to be a nice change in here to where I actually do not have to edit as much as my audio as I did in the past, and it will also sound better in the Zoom or other Teams calls that I have to do for work. So overall, it's a really good solution if you're looking for an inexpensive way to make your room sound a lot better than it does now. So is there anything I don't like about the Arrowzoom panels? One, this is a more inexpensive option and it does look that way. These are just foam panels. There are more decorative and more aesthetically pleasing options that you can get out on the market. Yes, they're going to be more expensive, sometimes double or even triple the price that we paid for these. But if you're really concerned about how your office space looks, or you're in an office environment where that's really important, there are going to be other options out there that you might want to look into that are going to look like they belong in the space a lot more, where these look like they're sound deadening panels. And the second thing, as I mentioned before, these aren't just a hang and forget option. You do have to make sure that you line these up almost perfectly so they look really good on the wall. You can get into like kind of a wavy pattern pretty easily if you don't really pay attention to that. And you are going to have to do some adjustment even after you get them on the walls themselves. So just be aware of that during the install process because you will have to make those adjustments. So guys, I want to hear what you're using for sound deadening in your office space or your studio. Are you using foam panels like this, or are you using more decorative option? I want to hear what you have to say down in the comment section below. If you have any questions about these panels specifically, please hit me up as well and I'll answer those as I can. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to Rob Sutton for more reviews like this in the future. And until then, on to the next one. Thanks guys, see ya.